Hey, it's Saturday, January 7th, and we're back. So you're gonna see this jump back in time a little bit. We did come up on, what day did we come up? Tuesday? Tuesday. We came out Tuesday night just for a little bit, so you're gonna see some video from that here right away. But yeah, so here that is. It's Tuesday, January 3rd, and here we are just for a little bit up here tonight to gonna do those grommets in the shelf so we can put those ignition wires up from the ignition boxes up through and then out to the engine. So we'll measure that, make sure we've got the right length and all that good stuff before we drill holes and put in grommets. But that's we're gonna do that, and I think we're gonna put the panel frame in, yeah, because that frame's ready to go. So we'll probably put that in, and that's probably going to be it. But yeah, here we go. Okay, done for today. Got the panel frame riveted in and got those grommets put in there for the ignition leads. Just did those right up inside the front of the firewall. But yep, that's what we got done. Lots of discussion about where we're going to put the backup battery, the avionics backup battery, and I think we're going to put the ignition backup battery up on the shelf as well. So we were fitting that up and trying some different things, but yeah, we're getting there. And we're back. Hey, today we're going to, I think we're gonna look at putting the engine mount on and start working on nose gear, because we're getting close to getting close to, what am I trying to say? We're yeah, almost ready to mount the engine. There we go. So we are gonna take a look at that. Did put an order in for fittings, various and sundry fittings. And I do need to get the engine mounted up so we can measure everything for the sensor manifold, hoses, and there was one other hose.
That coming from Red Cube?
Yeah, fuel flow transducer to the fuel pump. We'll have to measure that and then get that ordered from TS Flight Lines. So that's what's on the slate for today. So here we go.
This one, 1106 is the back.
I've harped on this before, and I'm going to harp on it again. Man, the manuals for this thing sometimes just drive me crazy, drive us crazy. So when we got the engine, there was an update to that. So we downloaded new manuals to reflect the date when our engine was shipped. And man, it's all mixed up with the original manuals that we had, and it's just a mess. So we're gonna have to work through these manuals and figure out what's what. All the page numbers change, even though they all have the same revision date. Every single, that's the new one. 9/11 of 18. This is the old one.
2 years ago.
9/11 of 18. So yeah, like I said, I've whined about this before, and I'm just going to whine about it again, that these manuals are just, they drive me nuts. So, All right, we're getting started on this engine mount, and the first thing you want to do is check your nose gear mount if you're doing a trike install. And what happened was Rand's came out with a service bulletin. There's a modification you have to do to this if you have this old style trike mount. We're one of the early kits, number 116, so this didn't have the modification. They had a nose gear failure and issued the service bulletin to modify this. And if you're in this situation, you haven't put the engine mount on yet, you're probably going to want to do this before you put it on the airplane, because it's going to be a lot harder to do it with it on the airplane. So what you got to do is you have to drill a 1/4 inch hole through the top and through the bottom of this nose gear mount, and then you do a cut on both sides so that this can flex. And then there's 2 clamps that come on here and we'll clamp through there. Other thing you have to do is this hole has to be made bigger. This goes from a quarter inch? Yeah. This goes from a 1/4 inch to a 3/8 inch. So that has to be drilled out. And it's just going to be much easier to do it on the bench rather than trying to do it on the airplane. So we'll get started doing that. Oh, another note, and this is a big thanks to Dad and Chad's channel on their build, and we measured this too. The instruction says go 1.5 inches and drill the hole. The problem is you're right almost into these welds here, and it's right on the edge, the very edge of where the sleeve is on the inside of this gear. So he said, Chad said that he talked to Rand's and they told him they're doing it 1.25 inches at the factory. So we're going to do ours 1.25. That brings it back from here, brings it back from right here to right about there. What have we got? 1.25? Yeah, you can see where that's where 1.25 is on this. And 1.5 was, down in here. So we'll get started on that. We'll get this marked up. We'll drill that out, and then I gotta get the die grinder out and we'll cut the slots in there for this nose gear. All right, got this reamed out, and so we got the bottom done. We got that split in that tube there. Got this reamed out. I just wanted to say that originally this was supposed to be a 1/4 inch hole in here for this bolt, and with that AD they sized it up to a 3/8, and this is a, what size did you say this is? The actual measurement is a 0.3. Well, it was like a 0.374 or something, wasn't it? Anyways, I have a set of reamers that's 1,000 over under reamers, and this is actually 1,000th under. Measure that. That's 0374. It's 03735 is what this bolt is. And this hole with a 1,000th under reamer, I went 0374 on that size, and it's just a good snug fit in there. It doesn't wobble around at all in there. So when you're doing that, you might consider getting, if you can, get a 1,000th under, or get an over-under set. I got this set off of Amazon. I think it was, I want to say $90 or $100 for the over-unders between, I think, an 1/8 and a 1/2 inch. There's a whole bunch of them in there. So anyway, yeah, there's got that done. Hey, pretty decent day today. Nice and sunny. Comparatively warm. I think we're in the low 40s, maybe upper 30s, but not too bad of a day today. Hey, we're done for today, and as you saw, we got that engine mount put on. Also got those mount nuts torqued down too. The challenging ones were those two that fasten that nose wheel mount through, because the bolt has to go through, and then there's a little slot inside on the, there's that slot down there in the floor where you put the nut and the washer onto those bolts. So that was a bit of a challenge getting that in there, but a combination of long extensions and a little swivel head on the socket, I was able to get the torque wrench on there and get those torqued down as well. So those are all set. We'll get those marked with torque seal, so we know that those are done. But yeah, kind of a cool moment. We're getting closer. got the modification done on the nose wheel mount for that airworthiness directive that Rand's put out on that. So that's ready to go. That'll be ready to go tomorrow. We shot some primer on it to cover that bare steel that that got ground out there. So tomorrow, I think we might take a peek at the rest of the nose gear assembly, the nose, the lag and wheel and stuff. We'll see what's what there. But I think we're getting close to having this thing on all three wheels once we get that part done and then get the engine hung. So it's happening. It's kind of exciting. Still a long ways to go, but it's cool to see these big steps happen. But anyways, hey, thanks for watching. Have a good evening, and that's it for now.